Hello.
Hello, everybody.
Welcome back. It's nearly the new year. I hope you had an amazing Christmas.
I love New Year.
Are you okay?
It is. I can't express to you. Like, my whole attitude has just changed because I love New Year. Something happens to me.
Do you find it weird that we're like going to be saying 2025?
No, because it'd be 2024. Just roll the intro.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be upstanding and welcome
The Unfiltered Bride Podcast. Tips from the top table and beyond.
so you know it's going to be juicy.
So we all know that you're loving our sponsors, Crafty Lab, but we thought you'd like to hear a little bit more about them.
Crafty Lab are a husband and wife team who started the business back in 2021 after planning their own COVID wedding.
Apparently, they were discussing how many things they needed to tell their guests about the wedding. For example, the timeline of the day, wedding facts, and even about their dog. And then one of them said, it's going to be a bloody newspaper at this rate.
And boom, the wedding newspaper was born. I'm not even joking, but every single wedding I go to now has a wedding newspaper. It's as essential as confetti.
From as little as 89p per paper, it's a bit of a no-brainer.
But should I tell you what is cool? Some people are using them as invitations.
Yes, I love that. I think it's really cool to get something physical in the post that then sends you to a website.
Imagine just chilling at home and the postman delivers a newspaper with your mate's face on.
So whether you're looking to give your guests all the details of your day or a unique and fun invite, Crafty Lab are your guys.
And we've got you a discount, so don't forget to use the code UNFILTERED at checkout.
Oh, honey sweetie, no.
Guys, I swear,
what's
I'm
the
not
matter
fucking
with you?
stupid. I just think I'm burnt out.
You do come across as stupid on here sometimes. I'm not going to lie to you, and you're actually not.
I know. I think it's because I was just talking to a bride about 2025 wedding.
But to be fair, I actually thought you meant because everyone now is going to be booking 2025.
Yeah, maybe that's why.
Yeah.
We'll try and act that. I'm not stupid.
I need to try and express in this episode how much I believe in like new starts, fresh year, fresh notebooks, vision boards, goals. Like, this is why I get so giddy on New Year.
Okay.
Are you there? How do you feel about New Year?
I'm quite skeptical of a new year.
What do you mean?
Like, I just think it's such a novelty. And
do you mean the actual day, or do you
just
mean
all
New
of
Year?
it? And I also then think, who decides that we have like 12 months, and who decide? Like, I look really into like life, and I'm like, isn't it weird? Like,
Yeah, but you got to
2024.
category stuff somehow.
Yeah, but who?
We got to chapter it.
Who decided it, and who decided this was called a microphone?
Jesus.
And, you know, like, who bought these names? Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, this is a bit
I just
much
look
for...
into all of that. But
Okay.
so, what are your goals for next year?
No, we can't go there yet.
Yeah, we can.
No, we're looking back at 2023.
Oh, what is it? And that's the 20.
I'm going to make one of those.
Yeah, how is it?
2023, and that's a wrap.
Let me
That's
put
the
it
Roundup.
I'm
And
gonna
that,
do one.
folks, is the 2023. I don't know what it says.
2023.
I've saved it by 6 times.
The 2023 season.
Doesn't it make you emotional?
If Brian doesn't make a montage of us doing this.
But like, this is, I think the new year makes you stop and reflect back on the year that you've had and look forward to a year. And do you know what? I've had a fucking brilliant year.
I was going to say, I think it's the best year yet.
Brilliant
Despite
year.
the ups and the downs.
Yeah.
Like, I think, again, you're not going to like me saying this because I'm going on to one of my goals. One of my goals for next year is to reflect and praise myself on how far I've come.
Yeah.
We've come with the podcast.
Yeah.
Like, how much I've bought my dream house. Like,
Yeah.
And I think it's so hard to get so caught up in everything that you don't look back and see what you've achieved.
Yeah, and I feel like, I don't know if it's a woman thing, but constantly, if anybody says something good to me, I'm like, oh, no, well, I just did this and I did this, and there's an excuse for everything. Actually, what actually happened is I worked really fucking hard, and I've worked 24/7 this year, and made smart decisions and done stuff that has meant we have done things, and then people go, oh, you're so lucky.
But people always say, oh, your podcast is doing well, isn't it? And I'm like, yeah. And I'm like, actually, fucking hell.
Yeah,
it
fucking
is.
yeah.
Fucking hell, like, we could technically
Yeah.
not work our other jobs and get paid from this podcast.
Yeah.
Technically.
Yeah. We might be eating beans, but yeah.
No, but if you actually look at it and we put this in full
true.
time.
Yeah.
But even now, this is some people's salary.
Yeah, that is true. Okay, yeah.
Like, It is.
Yeah.
And like, that's incredible. And
That is incredible. And we've got great sponsors that we work with. We've booked a fucking tour. So this time last year, we must have been saying to each other, should we do a podcast?
Yeah.
Because we both, I don't know if we talked about this one, but we were both on about doing podcasts, and Brian obviously has his own one, and he was like, Georgie, you need to do a podcast. And I was like, I don't want to sit there and just fucking talk to myself. Beth was on about doing one and talking to her team about being like, we need to do a podcast. It'd be a good thing to do. And then boom, the worlds collided, and we were both a bit like, yeah,
and
cool.
the best podcast in the world is born.
Yeah. But like, even then we were like, if we're doing it, we're doing it properly. We're
Yeah.
getting proper mics from the start. We're getting good cameras, like all of these sort of things. You may have seen that our cameras have slightly upgraded now, so you're welcome. You can see a little bit more of us. But like, we did it properly, and I'm really proud of us.
So
Yeah.
tell me, I've got things that I'm proud of you for this year.
Should we do that? I feel like I'd be better at that.
Yeah.
I just think we're not very good at talking well about ourselves as
Okay,
people.
do you want me to go first?
No, because I might cry, and I don't want to cry on an episode.
You better have some good ones for me.
Well, have you wrote them down already?
No, I just know in my head.
Okay, yeah,
what
I've got
I'm proud
some.
of.
I've got some.
I'm proud of you for growing a team.
Thank you.
Give me a bit more back, Lisa. I'm proud of you growing a team and still growing it. Like, that's epic. I'm proud of you for being a viral superstar. What?
This is cute. I don't think people are used to us being nice to each other. Wait, I feel like I need to give some back if you're giving some. This is like the whole present thing. When people give a present, you're like, oh, thank you. I'm proud of you. This is a weird one, but I'm proud of you for stop growing your team.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you for going, no, I actually just want really fucking good people in the right position, and I'm not compromising on it. And I'm really proud of you for the quality of your content.
Woo-hoo.
Like, those fucking videos that you've just done of that wedding are top tier.
I am top tier.
Top tier. 100%. Unquestionable.
I'm proud of you for how much sex you have with Brian.
I'm proud of you for saying no. I'm proud of you and Jack for, not that you weren't going to, but for staying together. Like, a house move, business, all of this is hard to stay together through.
Yeah.
And for not like murdering him.
Yeah.
Like, well done.
Yeah, he is my rock, to be fair.
He's sweet. He should come on a podcast episode.
He just doesn't want to know anything about it.
Oh.
I was saying the other day, people are being nasty to us. He's like, you put yourself online. I was like, fuck you then. Fuck you.
What a prick. I had somebody the other day.
I'm still proud.
Okay, keep being proud of me.
I'm really proud of you for not being a people pleaser and actually standing your ground sometimes and being like, I'm the boss ass bitch that I am. Like, you'll turn up to a venue and be like, no, fuck you. Like, you're going to like a coordinator. What? Didn't you have a phone call from someone?
Guys.
Oh my god. Guys, if you want to squirm in your pants right now, you can squirm.
Not in your pants. You squirm in your chair.
Squirm in your chair. Oops. Sorry.
Okay.
Get your brain out the gutter.
Get your head out of the gutter. What's wrong with you?
I'm really tired. I'm so burnt out.
Okay, so I had a phone call the other day, and I didn't recognise the number, so obviously I ignored it because that's me as a person. Because like, my theory is if it's important, you'll leave me a message.
Yeah.
So left it. I got a text from this number saying, "Can you ring me?
My whole body.
Can you give me a call?" So I was like, and I had a wedding, I think, the next day. And I'd had a cake lady ringing me for the wedding the next day. I had to ask about it. So I was like, oh, it's going to be a supplier for the thing. I feel sick. So I rang the number back, and he goes, "Hi, it's Beep from the wedding we did the other day at Beep. This is the person that I talked about on one of these episodes not very long ago, saying that they were so fucking horrible to me and that he made my life hell, and I think I called him a prick." So he then goes, "It's Beep from Beep," and I was like, my entire stomach just fell out of me. So I went, "Hi," because I hadn't done anything wrong. I would never name names on here. Like, that's not the intent. That's not what we're doing. And then I started to be like, fuck, what did I start? I know I didn't name it, but he was like, "I've listened to the podcast episode." And I was like, and he goes, "I want to apologise."
Good for him.
And I was like, first of all, the balls to ring somebody and apologise. I am in awe of that. And they were just literally like, I listened to the podcast. I want to apologise. I was a total prick. You were absolutely right. I had already made my mind up about planners and things being there. I don't know what was wrong with me. You didn't deserve that at all. And I want to own it, and I want to say sorry. And I was like,
What did you say?
I was like, ugh.
No, what did you say?
I was like, I really, like, genuinely, I really appreciate you calling me, and I totally accept the apology. And like, I just wanted to have a nice day with everyone, so was just confused why it wasn't like that. And he was just like, no, I totally agree. You're right.
Did he give any reason as to why he?
No, he just said that he's worked with planners before, and I was like, I totally get. So I've worked with planners before. I was a planner, and sometimes they're a lot. Yeah. And I was like, oh no, I totally get it. I was like, I just wish you'd given me a chance to prove that I wasn't like that before. And he was like, yeah, no, I totally agree. And I was like, okay. And I was like, no, like genuinely to everyone here, like I appreciate that. If you've done something wrong, he was like, I'm just going to own it. And I was like, fucking good on you, mate.
Now he'll go into things way more open-minded.
Totally.
To be fair, I'm not going to lie. As soon as people know we have a podcast, their attitude changes.
Which is so good and so bad all in the same thing. Because it's really good for us because it's great. Because I went to a wedding the other day and the videographer was like, oh my God, you're that girl from the... And I was like, yeah. And he was like, I can't wait to work with you. And I was like, me too. Great. Like, we're going to have a great day. But equally, you shouldn't have to have a podcast and not be treated mean.
I don't know if people just want to shout out.
Yeah, but I think they either want to shout out or they're just scared that we will shout out for bad reasons. Maybe. Don't know. 50-50. But I also had a text from somebody working from the venue also apologising. So they'd obviously talked to each other and been like, here's the episode, like go and listen to it. Because nothing I said was unfair. It's exactly what happened. So yeah, the text was nice.
I got a nice text the other day. Okay, long story short, it was a girl from the venue that I was at for the big wedding that I spoke about last week.
Yes.
Sent a message and was like, just wanted to say, like, love the podcast. I work at the venue that Beth was at, like, this week or the other day. And what her and her team did was incredible. They were amazing. So thank you.
Yeah, I just think in the end,
spread kindness.
What I would like for 2024, if suppliers are listening to this, is let's just all be a little bit nicer.
I also heard that she wanted to bring the printing up to me to meet me. And you should have, because I didn't see her.
I had some free drinks out the other night because somebody knew the podcast.
Love it.
This is not why we made the podcast. It's to help lots of people, but these things help.
These things help. But no, it's really nice.
I just think if we all are just... This is a bit hippie, but if we're all just a little bit nicer to each other, everything's going to be nicer. Like, let's just all, do you know what I mean?
Give
all
credit where credit's due.
Have your own opinions, give credit where it's, and like, honestly, I don't think I've ever appreciated a phone call more than when he first rang. I was like literally going to vomit in my mouth. And now I'm like, that's ballsy, because he's never going to see me again. Like, he didn't need to ring and apologise, but he's literally found my number to ring and say sorry. And the venue also messaged to be like, I'm really sorry, we shouldn't have been like that. And I was like, yeah, cool. I can draw a line under it now. Like, I'm good. But yeah, that was horrible.
On that note, I actually want to shout someone out.
A person?
Is that okay? Well, not a person.
A company?
A company.
Okay.
Who did the videography for Tara and Josh for us.
Okay.
You know, the content that I've got on my Instagram, which is mega, and the Unfiltered Bride, I put it on my weekly roundup, because I feel like we struggle with videographers sometimes of who to recommend, who aren't crazy money. And Harvey, I think you pronounce it as Meros Productions, he's a collaborator on one of our posts for the video, but he is incredibly talented. I feel like he needs some more exposure, because I think a lot of talented people, just because they don't have that big social media push.
And the thing is, you can't get it until you've got it, and you can't get it until you know somebody who's got it. And it's,
honestly, let me tell you now, like, we paid him for 4 hours a day. He stayed 10-hour days, because he wanted to get that content. But his actual work,
phenomenal.
Guys, get him before his prices go up.
And
it's you know, those like the young ones coming through and coming up,
because you have to. We've talked about this before, I think, where the pricing and stuff like that. You have to start. When I first started, I was like £450. It was cheapest. Like you would. If I looked now, I'd be like, I would be worried of that person coming because it's too cheap. But like, you've got to start somewhere. So go and
shout
do that.
Shout out to Harvey.
Nice.
And I think videographers as well, we struggle to, like, don't get me wrong, we
wrote some brilliant
amazing ones.
Yeah.
You're talking like £7,000 plus sometimes on these videographers. So it's not in everyone's budget.
No.
Get these people before they go big bucks, because I tell you now, he will. And he got me at the evening of the wedding, that teaser.
Did he?
Yeah. He went hard. And this is what I mean. People are excited.
The people that want to work in the wedding industry will fucking work in the wedding industry.
So anyway, back to our goals.
We've gone off topic. Tell me about your year. What we like. I feel like this is hard to do. I feel like do
you know what? Actually, I was dreading this year.
Why?
Because I had 3 people go off on maternity leave.
Yeah.
And 3 crucial people in my business: my marketing manager, my events manager, and my senior florist. Like 3 of my top people.
Dogs.
And yeah, I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
this is going to be intense.
Because also you're trying to take a slight step back
Yes.
from stuff,
Mhm.
which is fine. You've done your,
Yeah.
like if I think of you 3 years ago, respectfully, you were a fucking mess.
Yeah.
You were doing everything all the time, constantly, and not enjoying it as well.
Mhm.
Whereas now you're stepped back and
I run the
overseeing
business,
it.
yeah.
You're like, that's not right. This is brilliant. Can we do this? Like you're way better in that position than when you were trying to do
Everything. But again, I couldn't afford to
No.
pay for these managers and
Yeah.
positions 3-4 years ago.
And then they all left.
Who?
And they've all left on maternity.
Oh, they all went on maternity. Yeah.
They haven't left.
And yeah, I was like, whoa, these are key players in my business. And it made me realize like I need to make sure that everyone's job is able to be done with or without them there. So it meant that we put massive processes in places. We put so much into the back end, which was really needed actually. So yeah, I mean, this year's been incredible. We've done the best year we've ever had. We've produced weddings that we could have only ever dreamt of, worked with suppliers that we've only ever dreamt of. And that's because I pushed boundaries. I pushed boundaries.
I'm going to praise you again, because I was actually talking to this with my friend the other day. You have balls, Beth. You have way bigger balls than I have. I feel, because when me and Beth often do like Zoom calls together for sponsors and things like that, and we are the polar opposite. Like I do the chat and the like. We can't tell you some of the things that we're hopefully doing, but like there's some big things where I'm trying to give all the thing and the ideas and stuff like that, and then they'll say, and then Beth will be like, "You'll want us because we're fantastic," and I'm like, "Fucking your balls, Beth." You're just like, you don't take. I don't even mean you don't take any shit, but like, you know your worth and that's it. You're not questioning it. Whereas I'm still like, oh, please.
But I know what, and I think it's taken a long time, whereas I used to have a lot of imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
Whereas this year, fully, no, I fucking own who I am.
Yeah.
And I think this podcast is a big representation of that. Like, both of us, this is risky. Like, we could get cancelled at any point. And especially at the start, we put our businesses both at risk of being so unfiltered, so bold and so brash. Me more so.
I don't know. Beth got scared and she's starting to
rein back. But it's brave. And I think I'm a very bolshy, risky business owner. But if you don't take risks, you don't get rewards in my eyes.
I wholeheartedly agree. Because like we've said, people that say, oh, the podcast is doing it. Yeah, because we've risked it. Yeah, because we're doing it.
Invested a lot of money
and we're fucking consistent. Mm-hmm. Like we film, there has been an episode, guys, every single week since we started. No breaks, no pauses, no delays, nothing. Like we are here.
It's peak season, the lot.
We haven't even cried as well. I'm really proud of us. Have you cried much this year?
Not much.
Have you?
I think, again, it's on one of my goals because I think I heard on another wedding podcast, I actually don't know the name of it. I'm not being shady by not saying it, but it's one with suppliers. I can't remember what it's called for the life of me.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know if it's like the Wedding Biz podcast. I don't know. It was along the lines of that. And I heard a supplier on there say, when you ask a supplier at this time of year, like how they're feeling, they're like, I'm fucking exhausted and I'm doing the bare minimum to stay hygienic.
Yes.
Like,
I think it was the American one, wasn't it?
Maybe.
The Americans.
And she's saying like basic hygiene is my routine. I clean my teeth. I put deodorant on.
Yeah.
Sometimes I don't shower.
Yeah.
Like, and I think that's a massive goal of mine for next year. Is
to shower.
I just wash my hair.
I'm not even joking. I'll show you my vision board in a minute. One of those is literally to take care of myself a little bit more because I'm just go for weddings and cool if I can do anything else. We need to shower. Like
the amount of like eyelash appointments I've cancelled, the amount of nail, I haven't got my nails done now because I'm just off the back of a wedding and I was going to get them done earlier, but I came to podcast filming on time, unlike Georgie. But it's that basic, like you lose yourself.
Yeah.
Because we give our all to our clients, which isn't a bad thing.
But it's also, we own these businesses. Like this business is my second child.
Yeah.
100%.
And it's, you've got to start putting yourself first. Like when I say I'm having a day off.
Yeah.
It's not a day off in front of the telly doing emails.
Yeah.
It's a self-care day of wash your hair.
Yeah.
Go get a fucking facial. Go get a massage.
Oh my God, I really want some facials next year.
You know, like you can really let yourself go. And I did this year as well because I was just like,
I'm done.
Like, not even like, I don't even think I was burnt out. I just think it was intense.
Yeah.
And I think you don't prioritize it. And it's like, if you're not running the business, you're selling the business. If you're not selling the business, you're marketing the business.
Yeah.
And if you're not doing that, you're running a team. And there's so many elements to it. And yes, you have a team and you build it, but you're still the cogs. And for me and Georgie, we are always the face of our brands.
Yeah.
And I am the first point of contact when you come to sell. I speak to you because I need to make sure you align with a brand.
Yeah.
And people want to speak to me.
Yeah.
Whereas despite you having a team,
I still have to speak to them.
still have to speak.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
I have to.
I
Fucking
have to
hell.
speak to you.
No, but I get you. Like, it is weddings are, for the people that are listening, like, you're genuinely, and I'm not even saying it, your weddings are as important to us as they are to you in different ways, but like, I wouldn't be doing this if I didn't fucking love weddings. I love it. I love helping people try and think. Because I was speaking to somebody last night that are doing like board games for their wedding. She does graphic design and stuff like that. I was like, you better be branding those board games. She's like, what? I was like, brand them. Like, I want the names to be your names within these things. And it was just like, my joy comes from that bit of genuinely trying to help people and fucking bossing a wedding day. I love a wedding day. We literally get to go to people's weddings.
Yeah, it's so cool.
It's so much fun.
But it's it's one of those. That's one of my goals.
What for next year?
To next year, to like really kind of
Self-care.
have me. Like, I want to have a hobby. Like,
Oh my
that
God,
is
what do you want?
I want to be able to go to like yoga or Pilates or something like that. That's just me time.
Yeah.
And it's also like clear your head time
Yeah.
as well, because that's when the best ideas come.
I agree.
My best ideas come when I'm driving.
I was literally about to say that when I'm driving 3 hours to a wedding, but then I'm like, where the fuck do I write this down?
Yeah.
I think I've voice noted you a few times. I voice noted you an idea for doing.
You're like, I just need to tell you this now.
I just need to tell you. We need to actually do that. I haven't done it yet.
Yeah.
But I agree. When my mind stops, that's when I can think of stuff. Like, one of my goals for next year is to have a day off a week. No stuff in between. I just want one day off a week where I'm not on emails, where I'm not doing anything, like actual, that might be my bath, wash my hair, shave my leg, like whatever I want to use it as, I'll fucking use it as that.
And also, to be fair, this year I haven't worked hardly any weekends, and that was a big goal for me for this year, is to spend time with my family, like Jack, have like my friends and my family, and be present, because I missed so much the year before. It was what's the point? We're just like cohabiting otherwise. What are you proud of this year? I also think it's fucking cool that we went to a BBC.
I was literally about to say, I was trying to think of things that podcast and us, as in businesses and the podcast goals. I think we've hit the BBC. Never when we started this do we think within the first 6 months we'd be at BBC Studios interviewing
a dragon.
Sarah, a literal dragon, and being involved in like watching the launch of the Ultimate Wedding Planner, like all of those sort of things. We didn't think we'd be starting a tour anytime soon.
No.
We didn't think we'd reach the numbers. Can you remember when our first one released? And I think it took about 2 days and we reached 1,000 listeners. And we were like, oh my fucking God, like, how can 1,000 people listen to this? We've just gone past 400,000. I want to hit 500,000 before the end of the year, but I don't think we haven't got enough episodes left. We might do, actually.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay. I'm putting it out into the universe, manifesting 500,000 listeners, 500,000 downloads.
For Georgina Ray's events, what are you proud of?
I'm proud of I'm very proud of Blow Me. That was the year before, though. Actually, that was November, I think, 2022, and it then obviously
before your wedding, wasn't
it then carried on. I think I went back onto their podcast in the January, maybe, because it was when I was married. That was a good highlight. The amount of weddings that we've done this year, like me personally, I've done the most weddings I've ever done, and I feel all right. I feel good. Like I haven't cried that much. I still feel like, although I'm not at home loads, when I am at home, we do it well. Like we do the family days and stuff like that. So I've been good at that. I was worried about this year as well, because it was obviously post-wedding. And I was like, how am I going to feel after? I was excited because I was like, I'm just glad to be done with this wedding as well, because the amount of time planning. I was like, is this year just going to be a letdown? Like all of that was so much build up. Is 2023 literally just going to be work? And then it turns out, no, it's actually been fantastic. And I'm trying to think of other stuff. Like I'm gonna have to look back through my grid to see some of the.
Yeah, me too. Actually,
let's have a look. I'm gonna try and find. Let me find January though.
I think one of the biggest things that we've achieved this year is the operations that we work is so slick. You know, I was talking about processes. Like our team have, like, the processes we have is just so to a T that can't be faulted.
Oh yeah, I went to Norway. I went to Italy on a thingy trip. The Norway trip was fantastic. That was my first ever solo trip, and I went and I thoroughly enjoyed it. I've done some banging weddings this year.
That's what I was
like looking at this stuff, I've done some absolute bangers. I've done London weddings, museum weddings, met some, like, I'm trying to think of all the suppliers I've met and everything this year. Should I tell you what also I did? March this year, I got 10,000 followers on Instagram.
Now you're like 55, aren't you?
Yeah, I think so. How mad is that? That's like the whole thing of keep going, guys. Like, honestly.
We had a rebrand this year.
Oh yeah, you did, didn't you?
Yeah, we went from etiquette events to etiquette.
Yeah, you did.
We had a rebrand.
Oh, interesting.
We really defined our direction and our values and all of that fun stuff, and it's just really aligned with the brand.
I went to Paris this year, my mini moon. Oh my God, I've got my honeymoon soon, guys. Literally, I think we should do a live when I'm on honeymoon so I can just show you everything and talk honeymoon stuff.
On my personal page, I don't really post on there. Obviously, I moved house, which was a huge one.
Yeah. Basically all of this is my wedding content. Oh, just spam of my wedding. I did Silkfred. Went on Silkfred's app. Did stuff with them. I did work with Barclays. I've done. What did you want to tell me?
Do you want to know?
Yeah.
Something.
Go on.
February. I didn't post on Instagram from the 3rd of June 2022 till the 10th of June 2023. Didn't post for a whole year.
Should I tell you my last post on my personal one? November 2021 is my engagement photos. And the one before that was December 2020 with our engagement. Oh, I want to get engaged again. I'm a little bit sad this year. So give me like your out of 10 for 2023.
8.
8 out of 10. That's not bad. Can I also ask you another question? This is like, I ask this to people when I get a bit drunk and it gets all a bit philosophical. On a percentage scale, I've probably asked this before. I always ask this. On a percentage scale, taking everything in your life into consideration, how happy are you?
70%.
Okay, what would make you happier?
I think, again, putting myself first a bit more. Everything I do is for my team.
Yeah.
And for my clients. So it's just putting myself first, taking a huge, like an even bigger step back, like the plans we've got moving forward, and we've got a new business lined up. I think you heard it here first.
Say what?
I think once I'm in that'd be great. Like, I love the industry, but I feel like my life's taken a bit of a different direction over the next few years.
Okay.
So there's some
there's some
things in
she's
the pipeline.
talking about things that she's not supposed to be. So
I think that will make me happy. I've got some amazing life events coming up in my family and things like that. So I'm really excited for the next few years. And again, doing weddings, but to the scale I love. Like, I could never have just jumped in at the level I am now. And I've had to do weddings that I may have not chosen to do or may have not loved to do.
But you also learn things from those weddings, isn't it?
Yeah. So I'm excited for what's to come for etiquette, but I'm also excited for the new brand and the new business. Heard it here first. So, how happy are you?
Ooh. See, I never asked myself this question. 84.
It's quite high.
Yeah. There's not many things in my life that... Also, I'm quite a positive person anyway, so I think I'll always be high.
Are you positive on the front?
No.
Or like deep down, are you like, yeah, really positive? Or do you ever have those like...
I have those days of like, I am all or nothing, but like for 30 days, 29 to 30 days of the month, I'm fucking brilliant, love it. And then I'll have one day a month where I'm like, I hate everything. I hate my life. I hate my business. And then the next day I come on my period. I'm like, oh. But when I'm low, but it does not happen very often. It takes a lot. First of all, it takes a lot to stress me out. It takes a lot to piss me off.
Yeah.
It takes a lot to upset me. And I've got good friends, good family, great job. Like I'm quite good at being able to look at my life and be like, I'm fucking, like, I know I'm lucky in terms of everything that I have.
Yeah.
And I do appreciate it.
Do you feel like you've cut people off this year? Like, do you feel like you've kind of removed people from your life that you don't need?
Brian and I made a pact at the start of this year where we were like, if people aren't reciprocating, if there's no give and take here, I'm not doing it. Sorry. If we've not made an effort with me, even if it's just a text, like for some people, you know, when you're just mates and you see each other once a year, cool. As long as we're both on the same thing, but I'm not going to keep being like, should we do this? Should we do this? Do you want to meet up? I'm not doing that anymore. If you're not if somebody's not giving value to your life, I don't want it. Sorry.
Do you feel like that stemmed any part from your wedding?
Probably. I think there were some people that like disappointed us and I literally haven't spoken to since. And then there were people that went above and beyond and I'm like, cool, I'm all in. And I think I'm able to look at, like, we've got good mates that we look at and I'm like, you're literally like family. Like, you're like family to us. I see you more than I see some of my family. Like, they're the ones that I would rather put more energy into that than be fucking wasting my time with people that either can't be happy for you or not interested. Like, cool, fine. Like, that's okay. I'm more than happy to be civil and acquaintances, but let's not I'm not wasting my time.
Boundary.
Yeah, I'm not. My life is short and I love it, and I'm not letting anybody bring me down.
I think that's one of the other things as well I want to put in my goals for next year. I feel like I've touched on it this year, is live in the moment.
Yeah.
Because I'm so all in what I do.
Yeah.
That like I'll get back from work, but I'm not going to that barbecue.
Yeah.
Or I've got a wedding tomorrow, I'm not going to do that.
Do you not get so my biggest downfall, but also greatest asset, is I get FOMO. So I want to be involved in everything.
No, do you know what I love? Not like I'm very at peace of my own company.
No, I hate myself.
Like, I just like me time, and do you know what it is? You talk to people all day. I'm talking to my team all day. I've got to show up every single day without fail, no matter what mood I am.
Yeah,
I'm in, and show up for my clients and my team. And I think, you know what? When I'm home, I'm just like,
oh my God,
I
we
then
are
don't want to
different.
go and talk to a load of friends. Like, don't get me wrong, I love my friends, but like,
you're tired.
Social battery.
Yeah. No, see, I don't have a battery. I'm fucking solar powered. I need to be around people. When I'm on my own is when I then start to like, my energy comes from other people. So I would much like, genuinely, I'd rather be in a room with somebody I don't like than by myself. Just because I just like being with people. I'm a people
person.
People person.
What do you think's like been your biggest like peak? Your like week of the year?
My biggest week of the year?
Yeah.
Like what? That's a good question.
What's the downer of the year?
Weakness. Like I thought you meant a week. Pick a week in a year, and I was like, oh, January. I don't know.
No, we always do it on a holiday. We always say, what's the peak and week of the holiday?
Oh, sorry. Okay, fine. I think the worst part are the odd weddings that you do that we kind of have talked about before, of like where people aren't very nice to you, like those sort of ones where you just sort of like, oh, really? Like that could have been fun today, or blah blah blah. But I think some of it is more just general business stuff, isn't it? Like there's something that's happened this year that I can't talk about that is a great thing, but there was a point when I didn't think it would happen. That was a pretty weak bit where I was like, fuck's sake, I've been working really hard towards X, and I don't think X is going to happen, and now X is going to happen.
I know what it is.
She knows what it is. You'll find out next year.
It is.
But that's also a peak.
Fucking cool.
It's a very big peak. So
it's
then
a pivotal moment.
But my problem is once I'm doing something,
I know what it is.
Once I'm doing something, I'm doing it, and I'm not used to. Brian always describes this, and I'll try and ask him how he says it in a way that doesn't make me sound like a bellend, but I always get what I want. And that's not a spoiled thing. That's if I want to do something, I'll work really hard and I'll find a way to get it.
Boffin,
mate. If I've got to go back to fucking school and learn something to do, but if I want it that bad, I will have it.
I feel like I'm similar, and people always say like, sometimes people call me insane. But I'm like, I've got a point to prove now.
Yeah.
Tell me I can't do it, I'm going to do it. And I'm going to do it 10 times better.
Literally, when I went to that Norway holiday, I was telling something about this earlier, but we were talking about age and stuff like that. And one of the instructors was like, oh, I'm not telling you. And it started off as a joke, and it was like, I was like, no, seriously. And she's like, no, because it annoys you, I'm not going to tell you. I was like, I will find out. She's like, there's no information anywhere. I was like, because you've told me that I can't find out, I'm going to find out. And then literally
still that annoying kid
I'm
at school.
still that annoying. 2 days later I texted her full date of birth.
How did you find it?
So I had to go on Facebook, did some digging, found some art. She was a doctor as well, so I found some articles that she wrote, found her found some thing that she'd written.
You're a freak.
Found all that, found what area she lived in, and then did an ancestry thing and found her date of birth.
You're a freak.
I know.
Did it cost you money?
No, it didn't cost me. It cost me a 7-day free trial.
Okay.
But like this is, I'm trying to say it in a way that I'm not spoiled, because I'm not giving it. But if I want something, I'm just gonna
prove
have
a
it.
point.
Yeah, I'm stubborn, and I like a challenge. I like it when someone says I can't do something.
So what was your weak moment of the year?
So because I set my sights on something and then thought it was going to happen, I was literally like, my whole identity is.
But I wouldn't say
gone to
that's
shot.
a week of the year because you got it.
Yeah, but I thought I wasn't.
Is there anything else that you were like?
I can't think. I'm trying to think of all the times I've cried, but I haven't even. It's been a really good year. Like it's been a really hard year. Like I think maybe one of them. Oh, I know when it was. I know the weakness of the entire year was when I did that wedding and I was driving from Swindon to London, and then the next day from London up further, and I drove an hour and a half and realised the bride's keys were in my bum bag. And had to drive back.
Once.
I know that, but I was just crying on the motorway on that one. I think it had been a week of like 4 weddings, and then I had a good plan. I was like, I'm going to be in bed watching Family Guy by 10 o'clock, and then I was just like, Why is the world out to get me? But I can't think of many other.
What's been your peak of the year then? Your week becoming a peak?
My week becoming a peak. Norway was a bit of a peak, but like as in I know I was by myself, but as in I had got to the point where I could take some time off. I took a week off. I only did a couple of emails while I was away. I had a team that was doing it. Like Brian was sorting all that stuff. I had employee doing all of those bits. Isla was all sorted, and I was just like kayaking in the middle of a Norwegian fjord. Like cool. It's pretty peaky. What about yours?
I think buying our dream home.
A proper peak.
Like it is our.
Is that your forever home?
Well, unless we build a home.
Okay, yeah.
Because I'm very fortunate that Jack can probably build a house.
Yeah, no, Brian.
But like that is going to be our family home. So, and it's a nice house.
Yeah. It's a very nice house. We're not in our forever home. No, we're in our home. We had we've been there for like many years, but that's not. I want to move next year.
But like, I'm literally round the corner from my sister-in-law, my brother.
Yeah.
Like, it's like we're down the road from Jack's mum. Like, my mum's hoping to move up. Like, that was a big point. Like, also, like we did that, like self-employed.
Yeah.
It's freaking hard to do that. So I think that's probably my peak, and I just thought I never would be able to do that.
Yeah.
I'd say my week. I think it's probably following on from the previous year, but I think just being disappointed in people, I think, is the week. Like people who you trust potentially just not showing up as they should show up. I had a lot of people let me down the year before who were in my very close circle, but like even with some brides, like you can put all the time and energy into some clients, and I think that's like again it comes down to like damages and things like that. Like people switch up real quick.
Yeah, it's sad,
and you're like, I put all my I'd say
I liked you guys.
That was probably that's probably the week. Is like,
I feel like when you run businesses and like our lives, I feel like there's many weeks throughout that hit proper hard, but it's a lucky year if you haven't had one massive dive.
But I think that means, but this year I suppose I've been way more like protecting my peace, I suppose. But yeah, I don't think I've had like a massive week. It's just like disappointed in some things, I suppose. But,
little bits.
I mean, the peaks have been amazing. Like, look at the fucking stuff we've done.
Yeah.
Like, it always outweighs. And like, next year and
next
the
year is
after.
going to be insane. Can we talk about next year now then?
I mean, yeah, I've got a really cool project which I can't tell you about.
Why? What is it?
I'll tell you.
Oh, your project. The project I know about. We all know about each other's projects. Can't tell you yet. I'm going to send you something. Okay, guys. So when I say to you, I'm buzzing for a new year, I am buzzing. Like I've got a fresh new bullet journal. I'm going to try and do some videos on these things as well, because I feel like people keep asking me and I'm like, yeah, I'll show you, but I will. So I've done my vision board for the year. I'm going to need you to make a vision board.
Yep.
I'm going to send you the template to use.
Have you sent it me?
No, I'm trying to. I'm just trying to find it. So I'm having this vision board printed out. Me and Brian are both doing one, and I'm printing out big, and it's going on our home office, like next to each other. And it is stunning for a start. Turn your phone sideways to get the full effect.
I can't. My thing is
So it aligns to my bullet journal, and my bullet journal has all like the goals. I'm doing my mornings of like getting up and doing. Wait. So you have to write it. No, wait, let me explain it first. You have to explain it first.
Guys, my favourite.
No, wait, let me explain it first. You have to write it in terms of like I am.
My favourite one on here.
Which one?
Is my relationship is loving and passionate, and it's got some couple in bed basically having sex on it.
Yeah, because we need to take more time to do that. So basically, I've sectioned it.
I'm a magnet for money.
Yeah, I am. I've sectioned it into what's this? Personal development, relationship, home, family and friends, career, fun, fitness,
so cool.
Money, and then I also added another one because I want to be, my aim for next year is to be that girl. You know, on TikTok.
The it girl.
I'm taking a bit of time on I want to get a capsule wardrobe going on.
Do you want a car?
We need a second car, yeah. We've only got one car.
I love the fact there's a shower on here.
Yeah, that's literally the personal hygiene
hair.
thing. Like, take a bit of time, but like, I want to wash my hair with. I don't want to be rushing out the house.
I
want to wash my hair.
I love them showers that are like an hour long where you like shave, wash your hair, exfoliate.
Yeah, I want it all. I want to do all of that. What else is on here? Got some holidays on there. I've got my bullet journal.
Yeah, you guys don't really go on holiday that much, do you?
We what did we do last year? No, I mean, I went on 3.
No, but like you don't do a family holiday.
But we used to. We didn't do one because we got married. And then before that was COVID. So our last proper big holiday was Canada. I feel like we do all or nothing. We're big or not. But yeah, this year, obviously 2024, we got a big holiday. And I want to try and squeeze in another little holiday, like the whole cozy. So I've got like my home is organized and calm, like, you know, when everything just has a place. I want to get rid of loads of stuff. I want to go down that minimal route of like
nothing,
just what we need. Yeah, what we need. And coziness. What else is on here? Saving money, putting money in pots. I need to get that gym routine going. I need to lose a bit of weight. I say this every single year.
Thing is, even if you do like 3 of these, like,
I want to look at that vision board this time next year. I want us to both still be doing this podcast. The podcast is on there. Is there a microphone somewhere?
Yeah, there is. Silver one.
Yes. I want to be sat here. I want to re-listen to this episode, sat here, and us looking at this vision board and going, done that, done that. Are gonna be. Yeah. I want to be higher percentage. I just want my goals, my big goals for next year are to just feel like everything is a little bit easier.
Peaceful.
Yeah. Like I like calm. I like calm. I love chaos.
But we need some bit more calm.
Yeah. But I want to know that I'm driving 4 hours to a wedding.
Yeah.
A month before and have already booked my hotel, like all of those little kind of things, have sorted out childcare, have done birthday presents, like all of that sort of stuff where it's just everything is sorted. And every day I wake up and I'm like, I'm going to do my morning routine. I'm going to read my book. I'm that girl.
Yeah, nice to get up and actually like have a morning instead of up. Out.
Yeah, I love my mornings now. I feel like I'm getting back. Don't let me sit here again and say that I'm not doing my mornings. Like I'm 6:30 I wake up, go and do my bullet journal, make lunches.
What happens if you need to leave at 6 a.m. though? Like, do you
I
get up
don't. I never
early?
have to leave at 6.
Okay. For a wedding?
No, not really. If I'm early, I would have stayed the night before.
Okay. Okay. What I want from you now, is I want 3 tips for newly engaged or couples, brides to be, grooms to be, on how to set goals for the wedding for next year.
As in the wedding or wedding planning?
Wedding.
Okay. Hold on.
Or the planning, whatever you fancy.
I think couples, first of all, should be sitting down in December and going, what do we want next year? What's our plan? Are we on the same track? Like, Brian,
talk about money.
Talk about money. Talk about family. Talk about what you want to be doing. Me and Brian are way closer the last couple of years since we've actually started talking. We do a Sunday, we sit down at the table every Sunday and we look at our week ahead and we do all this sort of stuff. You should be sitting down together and being like, cool, right, next year is our wedding. What do we want to do? Do we want to do 1 day a week where we only talk about weddings and we go hard and we do a Wednesday wedding planning and then not talk about it the rest of the time? Cool. Or do we want to do little and often? Like, I think that would be tip 1 is sit down together in December, in January, at the very start and be like, right,
how much do I want to talk about this?
How much? Because it can take over and it can become a
job.
lot.
We know it's a full-time job.
Literally a full-time job. And like Brian and I will do the same thing where we're like, let's not talk about. I mean, it's difficult because we literally do all our work together. But let's not talk about anything worky. Let's just watch a film. Let's do blah 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 blah. Like I think if you sit down together and go, what's the plan? What are we doing? Make a plan first of all. The second tip would probably be to maybe make a vision board. Like these are a bit deep. I fucking love a vision board. But make a vision board for your wedding. What do you want it to look like? What is it feeling like? And doing it in the whole like, we partied till 1 a.m. hard. We woke up the next morning not in debt. Like those kind of things. So that when you're planning your wedding, you're looking at this and going, yeah, like we are nailing this. This is exactly what we actually wanted to do. And tip number 3 is probably reassess everything you've done so far. Like most of the people that listen to this at the moment are already engaged, have already started doing all of their planning, is to sit back down and look at everything and go, are we getting carried away with things? Are we not spending money on stuff that is actually really important to us that we probably should be spending the money on? What can we do? What can we learn? What can we save money on to be able to have the wedding? Because you don't get the wedding again.
No.
Like I'm in this bit now where this time last year, I was so excited, also terrified, but buzzing. And now it's gone.
Final tip.
What?
Final tip.
That was my 3. Yeah.
You didn't?
Yeah, I did.
Vision.
Yeah. Look at what you've actually got.
Look what you got.
And sit down and plan.
Sit down and plan.
Yeah. What do you want for this year? Next year, sorry. Hold on. What do you want for 2024?
Epic weddings.
Yeah.
Which we've got.
Yeah.
Peace.
Yeah. Worldwide.
Yeah. Worldwide peace. Me time. I feel like I just want to prioritize myself.
Okay.
Over everything else. Because when I prioritize me,
everything else gets better.
Everything else gets better. You get a better
Yeah.
me, you get a better business owner, you get a better everything.
Yeah.
Better girlfriend.
Have you
a
got
better
any
daughter.
like proper New Year goals?
Yeah,
As
but
in,
I can't talk about them.
don't drink, like that sort of stuff.
Nah, fuck
No, I like drinking.
that. Nah.
I'm giving I've gone hard this year. I'm not gonna lie. I've given myself a micro habit for every month as well. So like the first month is skincare. I'm seriously focusing on skincare.
I love it for you. But
It gives me this energy. I can't even explain it. I love it when I've got something new to it, and I think
but it just annoys me how
just
quick you switch up.
I can
You're
just
like,
be there.
no,
I'm
and I'm
there.
like, whoa, I can't keep up. Well, how's the skincare going?
You're gonna have to keep
oh
up.
well, Beth, I'm not eating chocolate now. Oh, okay, fine.
It's
But
true
with
though,
Beth, I'm not doing this.
But if I do it as micro habits, by the end of the year, I've stacked 12 things on top of each other, and I'm there. And you're all gonna fucking hate me because you'll be like, oh my god, she's that girl, and I'm like, yeah, I'm that girl. I smell good. I'm not wearing any makeup because my skin is just so great, and my hair is freshly washed.
I'm here for it. I can't wait for it. No goals though for me. No.
I think you just need to make a vision board.
No, go on more holidays. We love a holiday.
Please make a vision board.
Well, I'm not that type of gal.
I'll make them for you. That doesn't work.
I'm
You
not
can't
that
be.
gal.
Do you want to be that gal? Vision boards are a good one to have. Surely you know what you want your life to look like this time next year.
Yeah.
It might not even be that different. It doesn't need to be like drastically different.
I think it's going to be very different.
Oh. Okay. You realise it's 2024 next year, don't you? Not 2025.
Coming soon.
We should talk about one more thing and one more person who we should also praise.
Yeah.
Can we just say he's currently not in the room, so it makes it a lot easier? Yay. Should we just do one each? Should we be nice? Go on, you can start.
You start.
No, you start.
No, you start.
Okay, we want to talk about Brian. We get to sit in the front of the camera, and we get all the praise, and we get the free drinks when we go out for stuff, and we get people coming over to us and saying how great we are, and all we do is come and sit and chat.
Literally.
We do a bit of planning, we do a little bit of getting stuff ready for the tour, we do some marketing. Brian films it
And
edits it, puts captions on it, gets clips out of it, puts the clips like in all the places, like does everything.
all our YouTube.
Does the microphone. We don't, if he left tomorrow, we don't even know how to turn it on. So we're doing a little roundup of, we're proud of Brian too. So
You're proud of Brian as well, because this wasn't his forte.
he has his own podcast that he did at home.
Yeah.
As a very much of a side thing. And then because he literally made us do a podcast, we were like, fine, if you do it, then we'll do it. So he has learned all of this. It's not produced like technically and stuff like that. He's just learned all these things. And Brian, you're absolutely fucking nailing it, mate.
He also went into the BBC Studios podcast recording.
And just acted like he fucking knew what he was talking.
And that's huge.
Yeah.
Just
Just
if you're on a
fake it till you
podcast
make it.
producing,
Yeah.
Brian's your man.
We need to,
But
we
it
need
can't
his
be a wedding
full-time, yeah. But I'm just really proud of us. We've had a fucking brilliant year, the three of us, like the whole team. There's more than just us that work on it, but we also want to thank everybody genuinely for listening and for sharing it. Like, you guys share so much stuff, and you leave reviews, and you tell people, like, we know that you tell people because someone will come over and be like, oh my god, my friend told me to listen to the podcast, and it literally means the world. Honestly, it means the world to us. It's so cute. I might cry. I just love the end of the year, and I love New Year's Eve, and I love all of this stuff.
Do you want to end on a bitchy?
Oh, it feels a bit sad now.
Let's not do on.
You don't want to do bitches?
No, I feel like we should end on positive energy, positive vibes.
Okay.
Because I feel
I'm going to ask you, let's ask the same question to each other then, but what are your 3 biggest tips for couples? It can be anything. It can be random. It can be whatever you want to do. But if you could only give somebody 3 tips about their wedding, what would you say?
Non-negotiables.
Explain.
That is my biggest thing, is understand what each other's priority is.
Yeah.
And then you'll feel aligned. I'd also make your partner a priority.
Interesting.
When you've got other opinions, mother-in-laws, family members, friends, you have to hear each other out.
Yeah.
Make sure their feelings are valid and heard.
Yeah.
Because you can lose track of why you're actually getting married when all these other opinions get involved. And 3, have fun with it.
Yeah.
Like, have fun with it, because there's no point being stressed and upset, and like, this is meant to be the best day of your life. Yes, it's stressful, but remember to have fun. Go do fun date nights, go do the wine tasting, go get pissed at the wine tasting,
and
like take photos,
have a story from
and like like have fun, because there's a lot of couples I see and I'm just like, man,
you're not even, because
enjoying it.
when people say about because I get, obviously people talk to me and they're like, oh, I don't really understand weddings. Like, it's so much money for one day. And I'm like, it's not really one day. It's 2 years of planning, which you can either make super fun and bond over it together. Like, even when you're even when there's people that are pissed you off, bond over it. Like, as long as you're both like have blended into this one person to do this planning, that's what you want. Like, you want to look, the wedding day is the peak of the entire process of it. And if you've enjoyed the process, it's worth every penny.
Like, you don't want it to feel like an assignment. You don't want it to feel like a chore. And that's when you're at each other's necks and you're like, I've seen so many couples not make it.
I know.
So it's like, let's
sad.
really, like, you get married for a reason.
Yeah.
Remember it.
Enjoy it.
Respect each other and put each other first, essentially, is what I'd say.
Nice.
Yours?
Okay, number 1, personalization. Like, that is
I went all for the feelings.
I know. No, but I'm getting there. It will go to feelings. There is no point doing your wedding if it just looks like anybody else's wedding. Like, yes, you can want it to look like Sophia Richie's wedding. That's fine. But when people sit down, you better have some stuff that is anything to do with you guys, anything at all. There is nothing you can do that people will be like, that's shit, because it's not. If it means something to you guys, everyone will understand it and they'll love it. And there's no point doing your wedding if it's just going to be package A, B or C, different color. Tip 1. Tip number 2 is don't tell everybody everything. I feel like we've said it before, but lower your expectations to people. Don't tell people stuff. Don't involve them where you don't mind opinions being brought, but your partner should be the only one that you're really confining everything with. Like, you don't need to tell everybody where they're sitting. You don't need to get involved, because that's the stuff that really bums out weddings. It's people that bum out weddings. It's nothing else. People are the worst. So just keep people at arm's length. Yeah. Tip number 3, and it is kind of a little one, but on your wedding, take some time together. Yeah. Because so much is happening. It goes like that. That was a terrible. It goes like this. And I'm seeing couples just before they walk down the aisle, and then the next time I'm talking to them, we're literally like, oh my God, it's first dance time. And the time has gone. So spend that awkward 5 minutes alone going, oh, that was fun. That was like, just enjoy that moment. Take a selfie. Do whatever makes sense to you guys as a couple. But just, you will have had the best day, and you'll want a moment to be able to look back at and be like, cool, we made it. We fucking made it.
That's the end of the episode.
Should we end on it? So we hope that you guys have the most amazing New Year. Like, party New Year's Eve for us in celebration of our wedding. 1 year, we've made it. And just hope you've had the best year. And if you're getting married in 2024, buzzing for you. Genuinely buzzing for you.
It's a wrap.
I might cry.
I know. 2023. What a year.
What a year.
And with that, the 2023 season comes to an end. Good night.
Yeah.
Love it.
Genuinely, thank you so much to everybody who has made our podcast dreams come true this year. We wouldn't be here without you. Thank you for the comments, the likes, the reviews, the sharing, the tagging, all the bitches from a bride. You guys have been incredible, and we hope you've enjoyed it.
Yeah, this wasn't even on the vision boards for last year, guys. It was a pipe dream. It was a let's start a podcast and hope it goes well. And you have all absolutely exceeded any expectations that we had with this. We have had the best time recording it. We've had the best time thinking of plans on what we can do going forward. And if you thought this year was good, wait. Just wait.
2024, baby.
Yeah.
Let's get it.
Woo!